So, ever heard the saying that you are addressed the way you look? Well, I do not agree with that 100% because I feel you are not just addressed the way you look, but also how you are able to communicate effectively. And by communication, I mean how well do you use words, the spoken utterances? How are you able to pass a message? Can your listener listen to you and interpret whatever you are saying? That's what makes you adorable. That's what makes you presentable. So I'm not even talking about bad English now, no, bad or good English, no. I'm talking about how you use words. So it's not what you say, but how you say it. And you can even be the most handsome man in the world or the most beautiful lady in the world. But if you fail to pass a message well, if you fail to communicate well, then you'd have to re-strategize and seek for ways to communicate better. So I'm going to be sharing three things you can do to communicate better. Firstly, to be a good communicator, you must be a good listener. You should be able to listen to whoever you are having a conversation with. So it will be outrightly rude to keep talking or to keep speaking for a long stretch without considering what the other person has to say. So I suggest you pause, you listen to what the other person has to say, and make your contributions when necessary. It won't be right for you to keep talking all the time. Some people have what we call selective listening. That's what they do instead of listening. Selective listening is wrong. And this is a situation where you listen to fragments instead of listen or instead of viewing the whole message, you pick out some words that the speaker has used just to get back at that person. That is not right. You listen wholly and try to interpret meaning instead of rushing to conclusions and then just replying because that is not the essence of listening. In an exam like IELTS has a section where they treat listening alone. It is a receptive skill that is underrated. And I promise you that if you are not a good listener, then you are not a good communicator. Back to IELTS, they test your knowledge on listening. And if you fail to interpret meaning and fail to interpret what the speakers are saying, then you definitely lose points in that section. That's just an example of how important listening is. So, when next you're having a conversation, do not put yourself in the center always. Try to give room for others to also express themselves. That helps you to be a good communicator. Secondly, is try to understand that people have various points of views from yours. Your point of view shall never be the best. Take this from me. I can be seated here and be saying the number six, and my friend over there can be seated and saying the number nine. And it doesn't make me wrong and make him right. It just means that we have different opinions. So try as much as possible to understand that people have different opinions. We have different backgrounds, different upbringings, and how I think might not be the way you think. So if you take this into consideration, it will help you to be a better communicator because it will help you to approach matters better. So instead of imposing your thoughts on someone else, you'd be a bit considerate to accept what they are saying because whatever they're saying makes sense too, and what you're saying makes sense too. So there should be a balance. So, so understanding this point of view can help you to interpret messages better and help you to understand your listener well and also help your listener understand you, vice versa. And thirdly, to be an effective communicator, you should always try to watch your tone while speaking. There is an appropriate range that you should use while speaking to someone. And when I say tone, I mean pitch. How do you speak? Some people will scream, literally. They're speaking, but they are shouting, and people are trying to block their ears because you are sounding offensive. You are sounding like you're fighting with someone. So in order to avoid this, just try to speak calmly. You are speaking calmly, but you are also confident. Try to take pauses. Try to watch your pitch. When you feel or see that you are going above the range, try to come back down. Because sometimes you can be having a conversation, and then because of your pitch, next listener can pick that you're being aggressive or pick that you're, fighting, and that is not acceptable. Imagine you're having a conversation with the president of your country and you're using such a tone. Will you use that tone? So if you're having a conversation with your spouse, your friend, your children, watch your tone. Okay, bring it down while having a conversation, and it will make you an excellent communicator. So if you learned one or two things from this video, please like and share it with others that can benefit from these tips as well. And do subscribe for more videos like this. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.